the sprawling metropolis of Centerville, a curious and somewhat reclusive freelance journalist, Alex, stumbled upon an obscure online forum. This digital haven, known only to a select few, housed a collection of the most disturbing and unexplainable videos found on the internet. Eager for a story that would set their work apart, Alex delved into the depths of this online abyss, unaware of the darkness that lurked within. The first video was a grainy black and white clip showing an abandoned asylum. The shaky camera panned across decaying walls before settling on a door that creaked open on its own. A ghostly whisper echoed, "Leave." Yet the camera pressed forward as it ventured deeper into the shadows. The whisper grew into a chorus of disembodied voices, culminating in an ear-piercing shriek before the video abruptly ended. Shaken but intrigued, Alex couldn't resist the pull of the next video. This one was in vivid color, featuring a deserted playground at dusk. The swings moved silently in the still air, and the merry-go-round spun slowly, as if pushed by invisible hands. Then, the camera zoomed in on a reflection in a puddle. A face, contorted in terror, not belonging to anyone present. The reflection blinked, and the video cut to black. Night after night, Alex was drawn back to the forum, each video unraveling the fabric of reality a little more. One showed a time-lapse of a forest, where trees twisted and contorted into grotesque shapes, forming what appeared to be a massive, gnarled face that seemed to stare directly into the camera. Another video displayed a static-filled screen that, when paused at just the right moment, revealed fleeting images of people screaming in despair. As Alex delved deeper into this virtual rabbit hole, peculiar things began to happen. Electronics malfunctioned, lights flickered without cause, and shadows seemed to linger longer than they should. Paranoia crept in, whispering that maybe these videos were more than just digital anomalies. Perhaps they were gateways, connecting the tangible world to something sinister and unseen. Determined to uncover the truth behind these videos, Alex traced them to a defunct production company, NetherRealm Studios, with a history shrouded in mystery and tragedy. Former employees were either missing or refused to speak, their silence a testament to the fear that clung to the studio's legacy. As Alex pieced together the fragmented history of NetherRealm Studios, they discovered references to an unfinished project, rumored to have been so disturbing that it led to the studio's abrupt closure. This project, titled The Void Gaze, was said to contain footage that blurred the lines between fiction and reality, driving those who viewed it to madness. With this newfound knowledge, Alex became obsessed with finding the Void Gaze. The search led them to an abandoned warehouse, the last known address of NetherRealm Studios. Inside, amidst the dust and decay, lay a single unlabeled videotape. As the tape began to play, the screen filled with an indescribable darkness, a void that seemed to stare back. Whispers filled the room, growing louder, urging Alex to look away. Yet they were transfixed. The darkness on the screen began to shift, forming shapes, and a chilling realization dawned on Alex. These weren't just videos. They were windows, and something on the other side had been watching, waiting. The screen flickered, and for a fleeting moment, Alex saw their own face reflected back, twisted in a silent scream of terror. Then the power went out, plunging the warehouse into darkness. The whispers grew into a cacophony, and as Alex fumbled for the door, they understood the true horror was not what lay within the videos, but what the videos had unleashed into their world. As the door swung open and Alex stepped into the night, the story was left hanging, a thread of darkness waiting to be woven into the tapestry of the unknown. What lies beyond, in the shadows cast by those disturbing videos, remains a mystery, a narrative thread left dangling, inviting those brave or foolish enough to continue the tale. Emerging from the pitch-black maw of the warehouse, Alex's heart thundered against their chest, each beat echoing the chaotic whispers that had chased them out. The night air, once a comforting embrace, now felt thick with an unspoken menace. The city they knew so well had transformed into a labyrinth of shadows, each alley and street corner a potential hiding place for the horrors unleashed by the videos. With nowhere else to turn, Alex sought solace in their small, cluttered apartment. But the sanctuary it once provided was no more. The flicker of the streetlights outside cast unsettling patterns on the walls, and the usual city sounds seemed distorted, as if underwater. Sleep was an elusive companion, chased away by the haunting images from the videos and the fear that something had followed them from the warehouse. Determined to find answers, Alex began to research the phenomena associated with the videos. They pored over ancient texts and obscure online articles, seeking anything that could explain what they had witnessed. Their quest for knowledge led them to the concept of thin places, locations where the barrier between the physical world and the spiritual realm was so fragile that it could be easily breached. The more Alex learned, the more they realized the videos might have been a catalyst, a key that unlocked a door best left closed. They couldn't shake the feeling of being watched, a sensation that grew stronger with each passing night. Shadows seemed to linger in their peripheral vision, vanishing when looked upon directly, and the whispers became a constant presence, a maddening chorus only they could hear. One evening, as a storm raged outside, Alex received an anonymous email. It contained a single link, which led to a live stream. Hesitantly, they clicked play. The live stream showed a dimly lit room, the camera angle fixed on an old television set. The static-filled screen of the TV flickered, and then, to Alex's horror, began to show live footage from their own apartment. The camera slowly panned, revealing Alex sitting in front of their computer, completely oblivious to the impossible scene unfolding on their screen. Frozen in disbelief, Alex turned to look behind them, half expecting to find someone or something filming, but there was nothing, just the familiar cramped space of their apartment. When they looked back at the computer screen, the live stream had ended, replaced by a chilling message. "We see you." The line between reality and the nightmare world of the videos was blurring. Alex couldn't trust their senses anymore. Even the safety of their own home was compromised. The digital horrors had breached the physical world. Or perhaps they had always been a part of it, waiting for a doorway to be opened. The storm outside intensified, the wind howling like the cries of the damned. Alex knew they couldn't stay, but where could they go? The videos had not just invaded their life. They had altered the very fabric of their reality. Every shadow held a threat, every whisper a warning. As Alex gathered a few belongings, preparing to flee into the storm, they realized the true horror was not in being hunted by the unknown. It was the gnawing uncertainty of whether they could ever escape the reach of the videos. The darkness outside beckoned, a vast unknown that held both terror and the slim hope of salvation. Stepping out into the torrential rain, Alex left their old life behind, the door to their apartment closing with a finality that echoed in their soul. The city around them was a maze of fear and shadows, each step forward a journey deeper into the heart of darkness. The story hangs in the balance, a precipice that overlooks the abyss of the unknown. What lies ahead for Alex in the tempest of the night is a path untrodden, a story yet to be continued, where the only certainty is the palpable dread of what might come next. As Alex ventured into the storm, the city streets, once familiar, now seemed like a labyrinth designed to confuse and disorient. The rain blurred their vision, and the thunder seemed to mock their every step. The idea of seeking refuge or help crossed their mind. But who would believe their story? They were alone, pursued by an unseen force that transcended the boundaries of the physical world. Their phone, previously a lifeline to the outside world, was now eerily silent, save for occasional notifications that displayed cryptic messages or coordinates with no explanation. These digital breadcrumbs seemed to lead Alex further into the heart of the city, towards an area known for its derelict buildings and forgotten histories. As they navigated the rain-soaked streets, a dilapidated structure caught their eye. It was an old theater, its grandeur long faded, now standing as a relic of a bygone era. Despite the building's foreboding appearance, Alex felt an inexplicable pull towards it, as if the answers they sought lay within its crumbling walls. With no other options, Alex pushed open the heavy theater doors. Inside, the air was thick with dust, and the faint smell of mold lingered. The grand lobby was shrouded in darkness, save for the occasional flicker of lightning that illuminated the opulent decay. Paintings that once depicted vibrant scenes were now torn and faded, their subjects' eyes seeming to follow Alex as they moved. Drawn by a force they couldn't explain, Alex made their way to the main auditorium. The stage was set as if for a performance that never began, the velvet curtains hanging motionless. In the center of the stage was an old film projector, its presence incongruous with the abandoned setting. As if guided by an unseen hand, Alex approached the projector. To their surprise, it whirred to life at their touch, casting flickering images onto the large screen. The film was a montage of the disturbing videos Alex had seen, but with new footage interwoven, scenes of their own recent experiences, including their frantic escape from the apartment and entrance into the theater, played out before them. The realization hit Alex like a physical blow. Their every move was being orchestrated, recorded, and now broadcasted as part of this nightmarish collection. The line between participant and spectator blurred as Alex watched themselves on the screen, a sense of helplessness washing over them. As the film continued, new images appeared, ones that hinted at locations and events yet to come. Each scene was more disturbing than the last, suggesting that what Alex had experienced so far was only the beginning of a much darker journey. Suddenly, the projector sputtered and died, plunging the theater into silence. In the quiet, Alex could hear the faint sound of an orchestra tuning, a ghostly prelude to a performance that should not exist. The air grew colder, and the sense of being watched intensified. With the projector silent, Alex realized they were not alone in the theater. Shadows moved in the periphery, shapes that were human-like but twisted, as if pulled from the very videos that haunted them. The whispers returned, now a cacophony of voices that filled the auditorium, speaking in languages that seemed ancient and forgotten. Alex stood frozen on the stage, caught between the urge to run and the desperate need to understand what was happening. The shadows edged closer, their forms flickering like static, and the whispers grew louder, promising truths too terrible to comprehend. The story pauses here, on the precipice of revelations and horrors yet to be uncovered. Alex's journey through the veil of reality and into the depths of the unknown continues. Each step forward, a descent into a story that spirals ever deeper into the heart of darkness. In the oppressive silence of the darkened theater, the encroaching shadows halted their advance, as if awaiting a cue from an unseen director. The whispers morphed into a low hum, resonating with the eerie semblance of a melody long forgotten. Alex, caught in the eye of this supernatural storm, felt an overwhelming sense of dread and fascination. The boundary between the real and the unreal was not just blurred, but shattered, with Alex standing on the threshold of an unfathomable abyss. Compelled by a force beyond their understanding, Alex took a tentative step forward, their movement echoing through the vast auditorium like a proclamation. The shadows recoiled slightly, then, in unison, began to mimic Alex's movements, creating a grotesque ballet of light and darkness. The projector flickered back to life, its beam cutting through the darkness to reveal a new scene on the screen. A map of the city, marked with several locations, each pulsating with a crimson glow. As Alex watched, a new mark appeared, its glow brighter and more insistent. It was not just a random point on the map. It was the theater itself. The realization struck Alex with chilling clarity. The videos, the whispers, the shadows, they were all leading to this moment, this place. The theater was not a refuge, but a stage. And Alex, the unwitting protagonist in a narrative that spanned the thin veil between dimensions. Driven by an insatiable need for answers, Alex descended from the stage, their footsteps guided by the flickering light of the projector. The shadows seemed to part, forming a path that led to a narrow corridor behind the screen. The hum of the whispers grew into a discernible chorus, chanting in a rhythm that matched the beating of Alex's heart. The corridor twisted and turned, defying the theater's architectural logic, leading Alex deeper into an ever-narrowing passage. The air grew colder, the darkness denser, as if the very fabric of the place was woven from the stuff of nightmares. Suddenly, the passage opened into a small, circular room, its walls lined with countless vintage film reels, each labeled with dates and names that seemed vaguely familiar. In the center of the room stood a solitary chair, facing an antique film projector, its design reminiscent of the early days of cinema. As Alex approached the projector, it sprang to life, casting a beam of light that cut through the darkness like a beacon. The film that began to play was unlike any Alex had encountered before. It was a kaleidoscope of images, each scene blending into the next. Landscapes that twisted upon themselves, faces that morphed between human and something otherworldly, and symbols that pulsed with an eerie light. The images on the screen began to spill into the room, blurring the lines between the film and reality. The symbols etched themselves onto the walls, glowing with an otherworldly light, and the landscapes unfolded in the corners of the room, creating windows to places that defied explanation. Alex, rooted to the spot, watched as the boundaries of the room expanded and contracted, as if breathing. The chair in the center seemed to beckon, promising answers and perhaps an end to the nightmare. As Alex took a step towards the chair, the images on the screen coalesced into a single, pulsating symbol, a key, it seemed, to unlocking the final mystery of this arcane narrative. But as Alex reached out to touch the symbol, the screen flickered violently, and the room shuddered, as if warning of a threshold that should not be crossed. The story hangs in this moment of suspended decision, with Alex poised on the brink of a revelation that could unravel the very fabric of reality, or plunge them further into the abyss. The theater, a nexus of unseen forces, holds its breath, waiting for the next act to unfold in this unending horror story. flickering of the screen intensified, casting erratic shadows across the walls, as if the room itself was resisting Alex's approach. The air thrummed with energy, charged with anticipation and fear. The chair, once an inanimate object, now seemed to pulsate with a life force of its own, beckoning Alex to take the final step. Alex's hand hovered over the symbol, the air crackling with unseen electricity. The images around the room spun faster, blurring into a vortex that threatened to engulf everything. The whispering voices crescendoed into a deafening roar, urging Alex forward, yet warning of the consequences. At the last moment, Alex hesitated. The weight of the decision pressed heavily upon them. To touch the symbol could mean unraveling the mysteries that had tormented them. But at what cost? The horrors witnessed in the videos, the shadows that lurked at the edge of vision, the whispers that echoed in the mind hall pointed to a truth that might shatter the very essence of reality. As Alex stood frozen, caught in the tumult of decision, the projector suddenly ground to a halt, the screen going blank. The room fell into an oppressive silence, the kind that weighs on the ears and quickens the pulse. The symbols on the walls dimmed, retreating into the shadows as if biding their time. Then, from the darkness, a new sound emerged, a slow, deliberate clapping, as if an unseen audience applauded the performance. The sound was not mocking, but rather appreciative, acknowledging the precipice upon which Alex stood. A voice, deep and resonant, broke the silence. "Bravo," it said, the word echoing around the room. "You stand at the threshold, Alex. Beyond this point lies knowledge forbidden, truths that unravel the fabric of what you perceive as reality. Are you prepared to step into the abyss?" The source of the voice remained hidden, but its presence filled the room, a tangible force that seemed to command the very shadows. Alex, compelled by a mixture of fear and resolve, answered, "I need to know. I must understand what lies beyond." The voice chuckled, a sound that seemed to ripple through the air. "Curiosity is both a gift and a curse, Alex. To seek understanding is noble, but some doors, once opened, cannot be closed. The path you choose will change you irrevocably." The room shifted, the shadows coalescing into a figure shrouded in darkness. Its features obscured, but its intent clear. You seek answers, and answers you shall have. But be warned, the journey ahead is one of no return. The fabric of your reality is about to be torn asunder. With those words, the figure extended a hand, an invitation and a challenge. Alex, driven by an insatiable need for answers and a determination to confront the unknown, stepped forward, reaching out to grasp the hand that bridged worlds. The moment their hands touched, the room erupted in a blinding light, swallowing everything. The symbols, the shadows, the figure all were consumed in the radiant maelstrom. And then, just as suddenly, the light receded, leaving Alex standing alone in the center of the room, the projector silent, the chair empty, but the air was different, charged with a palpable energy, as if the very atoms had been rearranged. The story lingers in this moment of transformation, the precipice of a journey that delves deep into the heart of darkness. What lies ahead for Alex is a path shrouded in mystery, each step a dance with the unknown, the narrative thread left dangling, inviting the curious to venture further into the abyss. In the aftermath of the blinding light, Alex found themselves standing in an unfamiliar landscape, a place that defied all logic and understanding. The ground beneath their feet was a mosaic of shifting patterns, and the sky above was a tapestry of swirling colors that no human eye should see. It was as if they had stepped into one of the disturbing videos, but this was no digital fabrication. It was vivid, terrifying reality. The once distant whispers were now clear voices, speaking in a cacophony of languages both ancient and unknown. They seemed to be narrating the very fabric of this new reality, describing scenes and events that twisted the mind. The air was thick with a sense of anticipation, as if this realm itself was alive and watching Alex's every move. Ahead, a path wound its way through an impossible landscape where gravity held no sway, and the laws of physics were mere suggestions. Strange structures floated in the air, their architecture a blend of the familiar and the utterly alien. Creatures that defied description roamed freely, some oblivious to Alex's presence, while others watched with an intelligence that suggested a deep, unknowable awareness. Compelled by an unseen force, Alex began to walk the path, each step taking them deeper into the heart of this otherworldly domain. The voice that had spoken in the theater was now a constant presence, a guide of sorts, offering cryptic insights and warnings. "You have crossed the threshold, Alex," it intoned. "This is the realm of the untold, where stories unfold in the fabric of reality itself. Here, the tales of 1,000 souls intersect, weaving a narrative that shapes the cosmos." As they ventured further, Alex encountered scenes that seemed to be ripped from the darkest corners of imagination. A forest of twisted trees, whose shadows whispered secrets. A river that flowed with the memories of the forgotten. And a city of mirrors that reflected not the present, but countless possible futures. Each step revealed more of this surreal universe, and with each revelation, Alex's understanding of reality unraveled a bit more. The distinction between observer and participant blurred, as if Alex was not just journeying through this realm, but becoming a part of its very narrative. Suddenly, the path led to a clearing where a structure stood, defying all architectural logic. It was a library, vast and ancient, its shelves stretching into infinity, filled with books that pulsed with a life of their own. The voice spoke again. "Within these tomes lies the knowledge you seek, Alex. But beware, for not all stories yearn to be read." With a mixture of dread and curiosity, Alex stepped into the library, the door closing silently behind them. The air was filled with the scent of old paper and the soft sound of turning pages. Each book seemed to call out, promising answers, yet warning of the dangers that lay within their pages. Alex reached out to a volume that seemed to stand out from the rest. Its cover, a shifting pattern that mesmerized and beckoned. As their fingers brushed against the spine, the book flew open, its pages fluttering wildly as if caught in a storm. The room spun, the whispers grew louder, and the fabric of the library began to tear, revealing glimpses of other places, other realities. Alex stood at the center of this maelstrom, the book in hand, a conduit to the infinite stories contained within this eldritch library. The story pauses here, with Alex on the brink of uncovering truths that might unravel the very essence of existence. What lies within the pages of the book, and how will it shape the journey ahead? The narrative thread remains tantalizingly out of reach, the path ahead shrouded in mystery and shadow, inviting the brave to explore the depths of the unknown. Amidst the chaotic whirlwind of torn pages and fragmented realities, Alex held the book tightly, its energy pulsing through their veins like a living force. The library around them was no longer a mere collection of tomes and tales, but a nexus of narratives, each vying for dominance, each story a thread in the fabric of the cosmos. The voice, now a constant companion in this realm of the untold, whispered urgently, "The book you hold is the key of tales, a ledger of the infinite stories that weave through time and space. With it, you navigate the currents of this realm. But beware, for its power is coveted by forces beyond comprehension." As the words echoed in Alex's mind, the maelstrom intensified, the glimpses of other realities becoming more pronounced, scenes of unimaginable beauty and unspeakable horror flashed before Alex's eyes, each a potential path that the key of tales could unlock. Determined to find a way back to their own reality, or at least to understand the purpose of their journey, Alex opened the book to a page that seemed to call out to them. The text shimmered and shifted, forming a narrative that mirrored Alex's own journey, yet was filled with cryptic symbols and references to events yet to unfold. Following the voice's guidance, Alex whispered a passage from the book, and the library responded. The storm of narratives calmed, and a single path emerged, leading to a door that radiated with an otherworldly glow. The voice spoke once more. Beyond this door lies the Chamber of Echoes, where the stories of the universe resonate. Your tale is intertwined with the destiny of this realm, Alex. Choose your steps wisely. With a deep breath, Alex stepped towards the door and pushed it open. The Chamber of Echoes was a vast, circular room, its walls lined with mirrors that reflected not Alex's image, but scenes from countless lives and worlds. The center of the chamber held a pedestal, upon which rested an orb that pulsed with a light that was neither bright nor dark, but existed somewhere in between. The voice explained, "This orb is the heart of tales, the core of this realm's power. It sustains the balance of narratives, ensuring that no single story overwhelms the tapestry of existence. But this balance is threatened, Alex, and you are the key to its restoration." As Alex approached the orb, the mirrors around them began to change, showing potential futures, some filled with light and hope, others shrouded in darkness and despair. The orb's light grew stronger, resonating with the energy of the Key of Tales still clutched in Alex's hand. Suddenly, the chamber shook, a sign of a narrative shift so profound that it threatened to unravel the very threads of the realm. The mirrors cracked, the boundaries between reflections blurring, merging realities into a single, tumultuous vision. Alex stood at the heart of this convergence, the Key of Tales in one hand, the orb's energy beckoning them closer. The choice they faced was monumental: to restore the balance of narratives, or to risk the collapse of the realm and the countless stories it contained. The story hangs in this moment of decision, the fate of the realm of the untold, balancing precariously on the edge of Alex's actions. The path forward is shrouded in uncertainty, the narrative thread left tantalizingly unresolved, inviting those who dare to explore the myriad possibilities that lie in the balance. In the Chamber of Echoes, with the universe's narratives teetering on the brink of chaos, Alex felt the weight of their decision like never before. The orb's pulsating energy beckoned them, its light now intertwining with the dark tendrils emanating from the Key of Tales. The cracked mirrors around them no longer just reflected potential futures, but seemed to bleed into the present, their fractured realities merging with the chamber itself. The voice, ever present yet increasingly urgent, echoed, "The stories of old and new converge upon you, Alex. The heart of tales seeks a mediator, one to bridge the chasms between narratives, to weave the frayed ends back into coherence. Your choices here echo through the annals of existence." As Alex stepped closer to the pedestal, the orb's light enveloped them, casting otherworldly shadows across the chamber walls. The fractures in the mirrors began to glow, a kaleidoscope of colors that danced with the rhythm of the orb's pulsations. Each step felt like moving through water, the air thick with the power of untold stories. Reaching out, Alex Alex touched the orb with the hand that held the key of tales. A shockwave of energy burst forth, silencing the chaotic whispers and halting the merging realities. For a moment, time itself seemed to stand still. The only movement, the swirling dance of light and shadow around Alex and the orb. The voice spoke, now a whisper, as if from a great distance. The balance tips, Alex. The stories align. Your essence becomes the conduit, the restorer of tales. But beware, the fusion of key and heart unveils truths that many have sought to keep hidden. The orb's glow intensified, illuminating not just the chamber, but the very fabric of Alex's being, revealing connections to the narratives that spun around them. Alex could feel the stories of countless beings coursing through them, each life a thread in the greater tapestry of existence. Suddenly, the chamber and the voice faded, leaving Alex in a space devoid of physical boundaries, a realm where thought and reality converged. Here, the stories of the universe unfolded like celestial patterns, each one a potential path that Alex could influence with a thought, a word. Yet, amidst this infinite expanse of narratives, a shadow lurked, a tale untold that sought to dominate the rest. Its tendrils reached out, threatening to envelop the brighter threads, to rewrite the stories in its own dark image. Alex, standing at the center of this cosmic tapestry, held the power to confront this darkness, to protect the integrity of the universe's narratives. But the shadow was cunning, its whispers seductive, promising Alex answers to their deepest questions, secrets that could unravel the mysteries of their own existence. The story pauses at this critical juncture, with Alex standing as the guardian of stories, faced with the choice of delving into the seductive darkness or preserving the light of untold tales. The path ahead is fraught with peril, the narrative thread suspended in the balance, beckoning the brave to venture further into the unfolding mystery. In this boundless expanse where thought and reality intertwined, Alex stood resolute against the encroaching shadow. The key of tales and the heart of tales fused in their grasp. This amalgamation of power illuminated the space around them, casting light on the shadow's attempts to weave its dark narrative into the fabric of the cosmos. The seductive whispers of the shadow grew more insistent, offering Alex not just answers, but the promise of power over the narratives themselves. Embrace the darkness, it cooed, and the stories of all realms can be reshaped at your whim. The mysteries that have haunted your path can be unraveled, and you can author the fate of existence. Despite the temptation, a resolve fortified by the journey thus far kept Alex steadfast. They understood that to give in to the shadow would mean the unraveling of the myriad stories that made up the universe, erasing the diversity of tales that gave life its depth and meaning. With the combined might of the key and heart, Alex sought to repel the shadow, to restore balance without succumbing to the allure of absolute control. They envisioned a realm where light and darkness coexisted, where every narrative, regardless of its nature, had a place in the grand tapestry of existence. As this vision solidified in Alex's mind, the space around them began to shift. The shadow, confronted with the strength of Alex's resolve and the power of balanced narratives, recoiled, its form flickering, but it did not retreat entirely. Instead, it transformed, becoming a part of the cosmic tapestry itself, a dark thread woven among the light. This integration brought a new equilibrium, a harmony between the myriad stories that made up the universe. The once dominant shadow now served as a contrast, enhancing the vibrancy of the other narratives, reminding all of the importance of balance. But this balance was delicate, a perpetual dance of give and take, and Alex, now the guardian of this balance, felt the weight of their new role. The realm of narratives had become their domain, a place of infinite possibilities and responsibilities. The voice, now a gentle echo in this realm of stories, offered a final piece of guidance. You have shaped the destiny of tales, Alex. But remember, every story has its shadow, and every light casts a darkness. The balance you've achieved is yours to uphold. As the voice faded, the expanse of narratives began to swirl around Alex. Each story, a streak of light or a wisp of shadow, intertwining in an eternal dance. And at the heart of this dance stood Alex, the key of tales and the heart of tales, fused into an emblem of their role as the guardian of stories. The narrative hangs in this moment of new equilibrium, with Alex poised as the steward of an infinite realm of stories. The journey ahead is uncharted, the balance precarious, inviting those who dare to explore the depths of this ever-evolving tale. As Alex stood at the center of the swirling narratives, the newfound equilibrium between light and darkness, they realized the true enormity of their role. The delicate balance they had achieved was not just a resolution, but the beginning of an eternal vigil. The universe of stories, now dependent on their stewardship, required constant attention to maintain the harmony between the myriad tales. The whispers of the realm, once chaotic and overwhelming, now spoke in hushed reverence of Alex's deed. But amidst the chorus of voices, a singular whisper lingered, a remnant of the shadow's seductive call. It was a reminder, a subtle undercurrent that suggested the balance achieved was not permanent, but a momentary pause in an endless cycle of light and darkness. As time passed, Alex felt the strain of their guardianship. The realm of narratives was vast, and the responsibility weighed heavily on them. The key of tales and the heart of tales, once sources of empowerment, now felt like chains, binding Alex to this cosmic duty. The equilibrium they had fought so hard to establish began to waver as new shadows emerged, each a story untold, a narrative suppressed or forgotten. These shadows grew in strength, fed by the inevitable conflicts and contradictions within the stories Alex sought to protect. Realizing the growing threat, Alex made a fateful decision to preserve the balance and protect the realm of narratives. They would need to sacrifice their own place within it. By merging completely with the key and heart, Alex could become the eternal guardian, a non-corporeal presence that transcended individual stories, yet was woven into the fabric of all narratives. With a heavy heart, Alex initiated the merge, their physical form dissolving into light and shadow. The realm quaked as the transformation took place, the boundaries between stories blurring and then sharpening as a new order was established. Alex, as they were known, ceased to exist, replaced by a force that ebbed and flowed with the narratives. The balance was restored, but at a cost. The realm of stories had gained an eternal protector, but lost the individual who had once traversed its paths with curiosity and courage. The whispers of the realm spoke of Alex's sacrifice, a tale among tales, a story that would be told and retold, morphing with each iteration. And in the darkest corners of the narrative universe, where the light of stories seldom reached, a chilling realization took root. The balance between light and darkness was an illusion, a temporary state in an eternal struggle. Alex's sacrifice had preserved the realm for now, but the cycle of conflict and resolution was unending. The narrative realm, now under the silent watch of its guardian, thrived and grew, each story a testament to the complexity of existence, but the price of balance was ever present, a haunting reminder that in the realm of infinite stories, every ending was merely the beginning of another tale. And so, the story concludes not with peace, but with an unsettling equilibrium, a harmony punctuated by the constant whisper of shadows, waiting for their moment to rise again. The tale of Alex, the eternal guardian, becomes a legend, a ghostly echo in the library of narratives, a chilling reminder of the sacrifices made in the name of balance and the perpetual dance between light and darkness.